pick a card, that which most concerns you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD. Welcome to all. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for your support. This is the intention and selection portion of your reading. So if you'd like to skip ahead, go ahead and choose your pile, and the timestamp will be in the box below. Apparently I can't do two things at once. All right, guys, let's get a little bit of sagey sage. Maybe that'll clear things up here. Yep. Very, very nice. And we're going to do a reading on that which most concerns you, okay? It's going to be different for everybody. So go based on your intuition. And we're going to be using a few decks. We're going to do an energy check. We're going to do what exactly are you missing? We're going to do psychology today. And future action. And once again, this will be different for everyone. Let's kind of move this baby over here. So here go your options. That which most concerns you. Oh, okay. This one's already flipped. The Chariot of Ascension, spiritual work of the higher initiate. And yes, I'm wearing my glasses. I love that. That's one. Pile number two, that which concerns you. Abundance of Sothis. And I probably said that wrong. But stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. That's kind of cool. I've never gotten that card before. And the last card is Power Burial for Freedom, Sacrifice of Orisis, Lord of the Dead. Okay, so I will leave a picture for you to select from if you need more time, and I will see you at your reading. Please pause if you need more time to make your selection. Hi, pile number one. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. If you chose the Chariot of Ascension, then make no mistake, this reading is for you. We're going to let a little bit of incense burn here. Incense. Enunciate, please. Will do. So we'll be a bit of incense. And we have the Chariot of Ascension that you chose. So we're going to perform an energy check for you and get a little bit more clarity on this matter of that which concerns you. For pile one, energy check for pile one. I hope that you guys are doing super well today, that you have survived part of the holidays, depending on what you celebrate or where you're at in the world. The King of Swords. Okay. Interesting. The King of Swords is here. One more, please. Energy check for pile one. The Five of Cups. See if I can move this for a little. There you go. So right off the bat, we see the King of Swords, basically somebody who needs a higher perspective. So I feel like, especially paired with the Chariot of Ascension right here, I feel like you're a little bit displeased or feeling sad about the way your life has turned out thus far. I'm feeling like things can appear very confusing. Maybe things didn't turn out exactly how you planned them. Maybe you had like a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, or something about your life just feels generally unsatisfactory. I feel like also you have a guardian behind you that's watching after you. And I also feel like meditation, especially combined with the chariot of ascension, is going to be really critical and pivotal at this point in time. So you could be kind of exploring things or thinking, gee, I need to do some yoga, or I need to do a little bit of meditation. And I almost said medication. So your energy check is that you could be needing to get a lot of clarity or feeling some sorrow, maybe some depression. And with the state of the world, well, that's no wonder. But also, this could be, ringing home like all the things, all the good times seem to be gone. You're not really seeing any closeness with anyone in your present or in your future right now, even though you're partnered maybe or not partnered, doesn't make a difference. I feel like you feel very much isolated and separated. And it's almost like, okay, where did my joy and happiness go? So I feel like you are a little bit of a spinning top, and maybe perhaps again, because I heard the medication, that maybe you are considering getting medicated. If so, there is no judgment here. Whatever is going to really help you, right? So during this time, you could be asking, like, what is the point? Why am I here? Another question that, in fact, I recently asked this. I'm like, what does it matter? What does it matter during a time when I was especially feeling like, what is the point for my doing anything? Or what is the point of working and coming home? And the number 333, by the way, this is the number 33. And so I just noticed the number 333 on camera as well. Could have special meaning to you. But you could be really evaluating your life, like all the things that you've done and what you have pursued thus far. And did you pursue it because you felt like it was the right thing to do or because you wanted it to? And even like doing a check with yourself, was this thing or these things, were these like legit things that you should have pursued? Your value system could be coming in a question right about now. But hang on tight, because I feel like you are definitely at that critical point where you're ready to cut off everything that hinders. If it doesn't make sense, then it's gone. If it doesn't feel like it's for you, you're not making any more attempts any longer. I feel like you have a very high perspective. I think I said that already. And looking out the window, I just see like the shape of an owl. It's an actual like tree branch, but I see an owl. So I do feel like you have a very much a higher perspective on things, but you're trying still to like Rubik's Cube things. And with the shape of the Merkaba, it's not a surprise that that would come across as well. And your intuition can be really on point. You could be also feeling the sorrows of other people around you. Now, I'm going to say that that would make you clairsentient. So you could be, and an empath. You could be somebody that definitely feels deeply what other people, I heard unspoken, their unspoken feelings and their thoughts and things like that. And yeah, look, bottom of the deck here, clarifying that and confirming, is the Queen of Cups. So you want to be careful during this time as well that you don't get involved too much in other people's emotions and feelings. Oh gosh, do I have to share that? Because they can take over. I guess so. My voice is like cracked. Do we have to share that? Yes. I don't want to really, but here we are. Anyways, it can take over your world. And one example that I'm being led to share with you that I really kind of would rather not, but Spirit thinks it's important. So hopefully if it helps one person, that's great. But I've helped out on a couple of cases of like missing people, and also specifically a case of unalived. Okay, this person was unalived, and I can't really, mention anything about it because I don't have the family's permission to be able to share this publicly. But I worked with the mom of this person who was unalived and trying to get some, some information for her. I mean, I felt like I would do whatever I could in order to make this, be beneficial to her, in order to help her. And I will tell you that I wasn't grounded. I got way too involved mentally, emotionally, spiritually. There were days where I gave forth all the information that I got, and her response, by the way, was you gave more information than the examiner medical examiner report came back, like when she finally got it, that it was more detailed. A lot of it reinforced and said exactly what I had mentioned to her and whatnot. And so things were really on point, and that was a great validation for me. But by the same token, I was not able to keep emotionally, even now, emotionally withdrawn. And during this process, and it was quite a long process, and it really did consume me. I became like, like an listening ear. And I did this pro bono. It's not something that, I charge for or anything, but I tried to be a force for this mom here who needed somebody. But I feel like in doing that, I didn't take care of my own needs. And I was really consumed with her heartache and hardship and her feelings, which decimated her, okay? And I don't want to kind of go on about this. It's really emotional for me. But, in the end, everything did play out exactly how I had told her. And there were a lot of outside entities that were involved in this. And she, I had mentioned that she was going to receive a message or a call from somebody who was going to give her more information. And that came to pass as well a couple of months after the fact. And it was just very difficult. It was very difficult. I lived and breathed this case. And emotionally, I felt like I was part of the family. I was definitely invested. So this is something that you could just really take on other people's sorrow and other people's emotions, let's say. With the Knight of Pentacles coming out here, I feel like you're an old soul. I feel like you know how to invest in people. I feel like you are very practical, methodical, but this also looks almost like a grave to me. And I feel like you could even consider, it's like, well, I know it's not going to help me anything, but this person needs it. Or I think that you look at situations with the highest of thought and the highest of spirit and the highest of heart. And you're like, you know what? I will die on this hill. I'm going to do the right thing, regardless of what, if I get credit, if I get paid for it, if it takes its toll on me mentally, emotionally, physically, then so be it. And I feel like you've died on that hill before, which lets me know that, yeah, you are definitely an old soul. This was only supposed to be an energy check. The number 3, again, coming in strong for you, pile number 1. So cooperation and teamwork and things like that. But the Merkaba is something that can really help for you to ascend. I feel like that restlessness is you trying to gain a higher perspective, a more elevated perspective. And basically, the bottom line, your motive is to really ascend and to have like your purpose fulfilled in this world, in the here and now. And I feel like you've been able to kind of put together quite a few different things, but I feel like if you study the Merkaba in this card in particular, that it's going to really help you in your spiritual work to ascend to a higher level. Things will become clear, but also you need to do much, much grounding. I struggle with that too. So that's the first layer of things. So next we're going to go ahead and look at what are you missing? Pile number 1, let me know if you like these kind of readings, because sometimes it's difficult to figure out exactly what people want to hear about, or even the style. So, what are you missing? What are you missing in this ascension process, your spiritual work? What exactly are you missing? For pile 1, the Sun. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is one of the things that you're missing is that you already are of high order. You've answered the call. I'm going to take the bottom of the deck just because I glanced at it and it's a good one. Yep, 1111 can be very important to you as well. That is one of my all-time favorite numbers. Let's see here, the 10 of Cups. And I feel like this is something that you have fulfilled throughout life patterns. If you believe in like past lives and things like that, you've done this before. And the reason why is that you retained some of that innocence, some of that sweetness, some of that optimistic, higher vibration energy, right? And it's been difficult to maintain that level of energy and that focus without being crushed by it. And so I feel like right now you're kind of at a threshold. It's like, how do I balance this and integrate it into my life without kind of wrecking myself, for lack of a better way of putting it? And with the sun right here, I'm just going to say it is the number 19. And this is, reiterating you have that higher perspective. You have the ability to see when things that are ominous or, dark skies, what the temperature is. And I feel also that you look at things like you look at people and go, can you not tell what the temperature is? And, when everybody's like going around thinking everything is hunky-dory or things are not spoken about, and yet you can look and think, well, can you not feel the electricity in the air? Can you not feel it's almost like an atom bomb going off, and it's like silence before, and everybody holding their collective breath, and I feel like you feel all of those things. So that's another thing. Also, I'm going to tell you that you are very close. You could be even close to like Egypt or Egyptian things. And these cards I'm actually pulling from this deck, Isis Oracle. And so you could be really drawn to everything Egyptian, and there's a reason for that as well. But I feel like sacred geometry is going to really help your path. It's going to, you integrating sacred geometry with maybe the flower of life. And I don't know a lot about the flower of life portion of it. So that could be something that you might want to integrate. You can even do like a little pattern of crystals and have that be like intentional around your meditation space, okay? Well, the Ten of Cups right here, I feel like you're all about like thinking in a higher perspective that everybody is family. In the end, we're all like one family, one soul, and it doesn't matter like the race or the color, where you come from, and all these things. And I feel like that you're looking at things in such a manner that you're able to see that this is way higher than you feel capable of handling, and that it goes deep. I feel like you can even look around you and feel the presence of things kind of being decimated or destroyed or deteriorating, that was weird, around you. And yet other people have not, I heard the word fortified, but other people have not validated what it is that you are speaking on. And yet this is you. You're like, you know what, this is my path, and people may not speak on it openly. It reminds me a lot of like those countries where you can't speak anything negative about their leaders. Otherwise you will suffer heavy, unaliving consequences. And it's almost like the thought police, 1984 all over again. Can we just leave it at that? So I feel like other people are just like, yes, I see it as well, but I want to bury it. So I don't feel like this is even somebody kind of resurrecting, but people are like, yeah, me too. They're afraid to speak out. They're afraid not to, they're afraid to rock the boat is what it is. Now this could be a work situation. This could be a world situation, world events, which here I am. I'm not trying to even read about that, Gracel, but here we are. And yeah, this makes me struggle because I don't like talking about it. Nobody wants to hear about it. And here we are again with the Seven of Hazards. This is like looking and seeing, okay, is it worth my time, energy, my blood, sweat, and tears? And there's an actual doll right here in this person's brain. I feel like it's been, I heard intoxicated, but this brain is like a shell of themselves. I feel like slowly you're seeing people being stripped of their humanity or their ability to put even two and two together. And I feel like sacred geometry for you might be a very big pull. That's what you're missing, is utilizing sacred geometry is going to help you ground, but also help you ascend a lot faster. And it's not about like being, oh, I'm so ascended, I'm ascended master too, or I know I have not higher knowledge. That's not it. It's more about you caring for people and you seeing where the danger is. Like there is a skeleton right here trying to reach land, right? Presumably. And I feel like, I mean, the signs of the tides are here, the writings on the wall, whatever you want to call it. And yet everybody's like, oh, I'm just chilling by the beach, by the pool. And there is no urgency, no alertness, and no sense of like preparing, no sense of, I don't know. It's just, it's in denial. It's like living in denial. Okay. So something about this beach ball is drawing my attention. Ball. Okay. So I gotta say it. I feel like a lot of people just don't have the balls to say what it is that you are feeling, and they are looking to see, okay, if I invest in this, if I start talking about it, or even discovering about it, is it gonna bring me anything helpful, hopeful? Am I the only one investing in this thing? Okay, this can put you on the defensive, by the way. So yeah, this can make you, for some officials, even looking at you, and it is very much that, like, I want to see what you're doing. What is it that you're talking about? Are you spreading, my favorite word, by the way, is misinformation. I'm like, almost whenever you say that, I'm going to be like, yep, there's some truth in there. Something's going on, because I feel like that has just been weaponized, and the truth is so twisted right now, especially with, quote unquote scientists that can be bought, and studies that can be contained, but they don't just look at, like, what the bottom line is, and the level of control, and the level of pushing agendas. That's just blatant. And then they pretend like nothing happened. So yeah, here we are again. We're still talking about stuff you shouldn't talk about. I did it. So what you're missing is get back to your spirituality and ground, because you have a higher purpose. And even though you feel like nobody is listening to you, nobody's watching you, nobody that can utilize the help, by the way, that's what I'm meaning. That is actually not the case. You do have supporters, but I feel like they are silent fans, okay? And sometimes I think, well, what good is it to have a silent fan? What is the point to that? But, it is what it is. And sometimes people need to look at our strength in order to be able to kind of have their own. Or, there needs to be a leader somewhere. So why not be you? I don't know, because we get ostracized, and it's not fun. And I can relate. Okay, moving on. Excuse me. You could definitely have a restriction in your throat chakra, that when you start talking, like mine will squeak, I'm like, crack, and things like that. So your throat chakra could be really, really affected as of right now. So the psychology behind this, let's do a little bit of that. I think I already covered that, but we're going to do psychology today for pile number 1. What's the psychology behind that which concerns you most? The psychology, and this is going to be different. If this doesn't resonate, I have other readings. Click on those. If not, that's okay too. The Two of Wands, you have to make a choice. The psychology today for you is that you have to make a choice, and this can put you in your feels, okay? This can make you feel like, okay, all dressed up and I'm looking good, smelling good, and all dressed up and know where to go, and yet I'm sinking fast. And this is like at eye level. And I wonder if you look at people and just kind of catch your eye and think, well, are you like awake? Are you aware? Are you anything? Are you questioning anything around you? All the good things, right? And this could have you feeling like, almost like, again, repetitiously, what is my purpose? So you could be feeling stuck in a loop. What is my purpose? And I feel like Spirit will, yeah, you're like a dog with a bone, or a baby with a bone, whatever. I'm not calling babies dogs, listen. But I feel like continue on the information, the ideas that you're getting, because you're getting definitely downloads from Spirit, and that will help you to be able to get the clarity that you need. 10 of Wands, it could be very, very exhausting. It could be very much a burden on your mind. It could be, look at these 2 legs, it's like having to make a choice. Do I live in limbo and zombies like everybody else, pretending nothing's happening? Or do I go ahead and take a step forward and go, hey, this is bullshit, right? And what I see is BS, and the laws being passed around behind people's backs. That's a mess too. The distractions are multitude, right? Do I step up and say something? And I feel like also, like, he's wearing like little shorts. It looks like we wear short shorts. Yep, with the 10 Wands right here. And this could feel almost like people saying to you, or, like you're acting like an infant or infantile, or like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, you're acting like a baby or thinking like a child, but I feel like they don't have the ability to step back and look. And I feel like also you are carrying the memories of some of your ancestors, which is the reason why this is such a hard press for you. I feel like you are under duress, like hugely. The 3 of Wands right here, cooperation, force. This is also When are my ships coming in? When are things going to, when are my comrades going to come and help me break through this gate, this steel trap, this jail, this imprisonment that other people appear to be in, without the ability to open up their eyes and see what's around, you know? And it's interesting because I read somewhere that within your own house, you can, you know, they did a study, and within one household, it's like people live within like three main areas, which is, I think it was like the kitchen and a bedroom and a living room or something like that. But if you look, there's like a whole lot of house going on, and we're only like utilizing a very small portion of it. I don't know, maybe a little bit more than half, maybe a little bit less, give or take. But the whole point to that is like we have a lot of resources that we are not utilizing, right? And even this person right here, if you look, Psychology Today, I feel like sometimes you just want to celebrate and have music and kind of relax and just chill and not even think about what's really going on. There's a lot of escapism here, the will to just escape, because otherwise we don't know how to manage our mind, manage our emotions as to what is going on. Yeah, and I feel like you're definitely an alarm system for mankind. This could be literally big picture, or this could be a situation where you see family members involved in something sinister and no one is listening, or no one is willing to take a step forward and go against the grain and acknowledge and even talk about, you know, the real issues that are going on. So I feel like you look pretty, smell handsome, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot going on in your brain, okay? Now, future action. What's going to be helpful for your future action, please? And this is linked a little bit to the Psychology Today portion. They make some manual. I sure did. You can have the whole manual. Pile number 1. So much for making this short. Future action for pile 1, please. That's going to help them elevate, help them embrace, ascend, and gain a higher perspective in an effective and peaceful way. Acceptance. Okay. I cannot trust anyone. Boy, is that my mindset, huh? And the calming part of this is everyone deserves my love, a true statement. Well, I don't know about that. But anyways, I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. So I feel like being a little bit more open-hearted, a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more... a little bit more from a place of love instead of war. Because I feel like there's a lot of war here. Your mind is at war with your actions, your emotions, and then you can't ground, and it winds up being a whole lot of mess here. Yeah, so drinking some warm tea is going to help you. I know it sounds kind of silly and trite, but it is definitely something that would really help center you, force you to slow down. Also doing things at a slower emotion than you typically would be. Being around greenery. I mean, some places of the world it is fall, winter right now, so that might not be possible. But you could have some houseplants, or even go into Home Depot and hang out with their plants and talk to them. Right? So consolation. I cannot go on is your trigger statement, but the truth of the matter is my heart is light and comforting. And just another thing that you can do also is like program your water and say, you know, I'm so grateful for the support that I have. I'm so grateful for the love, so grateful for the wisdom. Because I feel like you would not have been given the eyes that see and the ears that hear that you do, okay? And if you know, that will make sense. If you don't understand that, this is definitely not your reading. Future action for pile 1, please. I didn't know it was going to be as heavy. I'm like, can we just read something light? But the answer is no for me, no for me. Awareness. I never get what I want. Darn it, I never get what I want. Okay, with sandalwood, true statement, I'm a powerful creator. Listen to your inner voice. Release your ideas of the outcome you wish to see and trust that you are aligned with the universe. Yes. Now I'm going to give you another card here that can help bring this into fruition for you. In order for, because I feel like there's a stasis, a lack of motion, spinning your wheels, and most of it is within your mind. Not that you necessarily want to go anywhere, but it's more like trying to Rubik's Cube what your next action is. I'm taking these 2 for you. Sapphire, okay, regenerate your body. Maybe it's time to move your body. Wow, that blue is so freaking pretty. Beautiful. Maybe it's time to move your body. Wear blue. I'd be cautious of that too, especially if you're an empath. And then auburn, ground yourself, which is what we were talking about before. Now I think that's, reinforcing everything we just spoke on a minute ago. But I kind of want to read a little bit about card 38, which would be the sapphire. So sapphire heals, purifies, and regenerates your body. It also has the ability to soothe your mind, calm your nerves, and release emotional pain. As a nourishing color, sapphire dissolves disharmony and clears the blocked pathways to well-being, clearing your mind, balancing your emotions, and creating order in your life. Experiment with sapphire light to regenerate your body and bring back a sense of harmony. And then you can definitely work on like breathing in the light of sapphire, this particular color. You can screenshot that if you'd like, in order for that just to kind of help you along your way. Yeah, but I definitely feel very heavy-hearted. I feel like you guys have a very heavy heart right here. Whew, heavy. Anyways, much love to you. I definitely understand you if this is your reading, and I'm sending out all the good vibes. Yeah, let me know what you think if you feel like it. If not, until next time, much love to you, pile one. Namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for stopping back. So you chose the abundance of Sothis, and I may be saying that incorrectly, but stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. And look at all that wheat. I mean, obviously, I feel like this is about harvest. It could be about even something to do with like the month of October, November is important to you. These are timeless readings, but you could be looking at your spiritual, physical, mental, emotional riches as well. And that could be the matter that concerns you the most currently. So we're going to do an energy check for pile 2. I'd like 3 cards for pile number 2, energy check. And this should resonate, and if it doesn't, then pick another pile, or you can look at a different reading entirely. Okay. So you could have a connection of pile number 1. That was quite the long read, by the way. We have the Sun. We have the High Priestess right here with the number 2. And we have the 4 of Hazards. Okay, that is not surprising at all. I'm surprised by these 2, though. Okay, here we go. Pile number 2, like I said, you could be really focused on your material well-being, hustling for a buck. I don't know why I put it that way, but you could be somebody who has different projects going on and different ways to kind of really project yourself and sell yourself, that kind of a thing. And I feel like for most of you guys, you are entrepreneurs that are really trying to start something different, or trying to keep something going, or looking for the abundance in different places. So this could be, I mean, like a lot of times I like to sit down and go, okay, what are my gifts, talents? What are my interests? And for example, I like to make jewelry, and this could be somebody that you're making a list of your talents, your gifts, or even just your interests. And it's like, well, what can I do to earn some extra income? How can I save, and things like that. Budget could be important. And I just had a jumper. What is this? Please hold while I reach inconveniently under my desk. So the Chariot want to jump out for you as well, okay? And I feel like it did come out sideways, by the way, so I feel like you could have a lot of stop and goes into this, whatever this concerns you right now. And I feel like what's concerning you right now is your money. Some of you guys are waiting on your taxes, or you haven't dealt with your taxes, or you have like back taxes to really deal with, and it's a strain to say the least. Others of you are looking at the prices, the higher cost of living right now, and you might even be watching the news and seeing that, they're saying, oh, our economy's doing pretty good, and, things at the gas station or Groceries could be, nominally higher, but not that much of a shock. But it's like a slow boil. I feel like you are looking at the signs and you're like, okay, I'm going to kind of buy what I need, or, save for a rainy day kind of a thing. Resource guarding, okay? That could be a thing. Some of you guys could be homesteaders, which I really love that idea. And maybe one of these days I too will join the ranks. I love that idea. But anyways, it's all about your resources. And I feel like you're trying to figure out how to stretch your resources, how to guard what you have, and how to mass produce things that will actually grow your income substantially. Okay. Now with the high priestess right here, I feel like you are intuitively guided to all of those things. I feel like the more that you start, I heard breath work, the number 404 could be important to you as well. But the more that you breathe, and I think that you're just going a little bit too fast, or you have racing hearts, or racing thoughts, or racing heart. I mean, I don't know, right? You could get yourself a little bit in a tizzy, like I can. I know that's shocking to you guys, but I feel like slowing down and really taking that big belly breath and at least exhaling like 3 times and doing whatever it takes to be able to kind of decompress your excitability. I don't know why it came across that way. Can really help you, because maybe you're looking at things and thinking, oh crap, my resources are dwindling. Maybe my 401k went by the wayward, or or maybe I'm losing my stamina. Maybe you're afraid that, well, what happens if I get ill? I lose my mojo. What happens if I lose my desire for what it is that I'm doing? Is this sustainable? I already have a full-time job, and then I have a side hustle, and then I'm doing this, and then, I'm always kind of thinking about different ways on how to kind of sell myself and reinvent yourself. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, but I think that maybe picking maybe 3 tops and then focusing on that, which, I'm kind of the same way for sure. So, but I'm just preaching to the choir, right? I'm just going to say that that might be able to help you to see the fruits of your labor a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. So pick the ones that are like a little bit more easily attained, a little bit more viable, maybe something that you're known for already, and consider a different angle, right? I feel like you have a lot of grace about you, and that's one thing that people notice. I don't even know why, but that's your energy check right there. Okay, no more jumpers, please, because we got to slow it down here. So you've got a lot of grace. Interesting. Okay. So what are you missing? I'm going to move these. Yeah, a little bit of stop and go, but you have the intuition, like what you're feeling. I'm going to move the stop and go away. What you're missing right now, because I feel like you feel a little bit stagnant, like you get blessings and then you get like, your abundance. And this can manifest in different ways. Like, wow, you get the hookup to over here and there, or like somebody texts you, hey, there's a great sale on Tri-Tip at Safeway, I don't know, right? Or somebody has a connection like, hey, I know somebody who is selling their farm eggs fresh from the barn kind of a thing, unwashed. I mean, those things are exciting to me, but maybe you're different than that. And all of that just really adds to your abundance, okay? That your portfolio, I feel like it's really integrating with like a spiritual portfolio of what abundance looks like. So I feel like you are rich in wisdom and knowledge, rich in intuition. Follow your gut instinct, because it will not lead you astray, okay? I heard microdosing. Some of you guys could be microdosing. Okay, no judgment there. I personally am a little bit freaked out by that. Okay, the world. And some of you guys can also have endings coming, and maybe you're afraid of like an ending coming, and this could be like globally. Yes, but the ground is cracked and dry, right? And then you have some people in the dumbs, underneath the earth, where they have everything kind of stockpiled for themselves and they're safe. But you could be thinking, well, what is my safe house, or my panic button? Or maybe you've already triggered a panic button and you're thinking about ways that you can sustain yourself. Now, this is where I heard the word barter can be really helpful to you. So what you're missing is that part of your abundance is your ability to barter. And if you were to slow down a little bit, because I feel like my thoughts are like everywhere and my brain is racing. If you were to understand that part of your gifts and talents are to barter, and don't be afraid to kind of reach in there and say, hey, I know how to cut hair. Maybe I can swap that for, repairing this part of my car, or whatever the case may be. And, you want to barter smartly. But I feel like there are people that are open to that type of life. And I feel like you can even open it further, I mean, if you have a family, you could be thinking, well, we could have a co-op right here, and things are kind of hard to come by. Maybe it's not the best time to spend on clothes right now. So why don't we gather, groups of articles of clothing that kids grow out of and swap them within a group, kind of like a co-op system. Some of you guys can even create a high-end co-op system to where only like really high-end attire is allowed, or whatever the case may be. And, have a 3-month lease on those items. I mean, I don't know. It's limitless, really. Possibilities are limitless. Some of you guys are really good cooks, and there are plenty of single people out there who would love not to have to eat their own food. Right? I mean, look at all of your niche. Some of you guys know how to sew, how to crochet. Other people are able, I don't know, you drive long distance, and maybe you can, give a ride to and from different places in exchange for a service, whatever the case may be. So I feel like broadening your horizons, writing down the skills that you have once again, but keeping that list. Even it's like, we don't all have to build businesses. Like, wow, I can make a car detail business, and on my days off, I can go physically do that. Well, yeah, I can. Is it something I love? No, definitely not. Is it something that I would show up to all the time and do? Yes. Do I know how to market it? Yes. But again, is that something that you're going to want to do versus, I don't know, helping other people like market their own business? Their small ideas become bigger ideas. Yeah. With a number 10 just rolling up on camera right now. It's a culmination of things. So I think writing things down again, it's like, well, I know many people. Maybe your talent and your gift, your abundance is that you know a lot of people and they trust you, and you know what's going on in the community. I have a friend like that I have two friends like that who really know exactly what's going on in the community. They know a lot of people, and I think that's just amazing. I feel like it's amazing, and you can put out feelers. If people need like a date night where the children all come to your house for one day out of the month, and then you rotate that, and whatever that is. But I feel like a sense of community can be very important, a sense of partnership, and a sense of ownership that, I can bring other people into this. Part of the problem I see here is that the Knight of Cups, it's like, you get excited about things and then you don't, and then you do, and then you don't. And boy, is that me. I get that totally. And other times you could see it's like, hey, we're different and I can partner with people. This is Two of Cups energy. It's like we could all be on the same page, and then you feel like, okay, we're not, never mind. Or we're on the same page, and then we're not. And it's like fundamentally, I see everything in black and white. Unfortunately, I have to work really hard to look at the different shades and different colors of the world. For example, abundance, right? And how that can manifest in different ways. So it's going to be very, very important that people, that you accept that people don't have to see or have your 100% vision in order to participate in this bringing about abundance, not only for you, but for your community, your family, whatever your community looks like. It could be your workplace, workspace. It could be simple things just as like bringing, nice things that you no longer utilize and putting it on a table and allowing people, to grab like one thing that they need and take turns or whatever the case may be. A spirit of community. Okay. But I feel like it's almost like I would give my right kidney right here. I would give my right kidney. I didn't even know it was right and left kidneys. Anyways, don't quote me on anatomy. Okay. Do your own research for sure. But it's almost like I would give my kidney in order to have somebody who is on the same page as me, who sees as me. And I feel like this is black and white thinking, which again, I suffer from. But knowing that, you can look at the variations of color and allow people to have, maybe 3 layers of depth that mimic or similar to you, or even one, but you can still participate in this like gift exchange of, I don't need these items, go ahead and, use them if you need to, that kind of a thing. And everybody is the better for it, instead of going to like Goodwill and donating it where they make a profit and really don't give much to community, by the way. Things are really overpriced. I don't know, just my ideas. But I feel like looking at things from a different perspective, not so much black and white anymore. And I do feel like you're like, oh, okay, I could do that. Then you don't. And it's back and forth. But your intuition is spot on. Part of that Chariot reverse is that you are not seeing things with different colors, different hues, right? And so it'd be great for you to slow down a bit, to be able to get more information. Psychology Today. And this is your read for pile number 2, Psychology Today. Cinnamon. Okay. With intimacy, and your thought process could look like this. This is too good to be true. How could I affect people? How could I get people to maybe cooperate, get into cooperative energy versus competitive energy? How can I get them to see community versus or singularity, right? How can I make an impact on the world? It seems impossible. And the true statement to that is it can only get better. Allow yourself to experience more joy and love. Raise your resonance by swimming in the sweetness of life. Wow, that is something that I would totally say because it's so corny. But yeah, swimming in the sweetness of life. Pile 2, your psychology today, you could be seeing the impossibilities instead of seeing the possibilities and the probabilities, right? Yep, projection. My mind does not rest. Ooh, yeah. Did I feel that? With juniper berry. The true statement, I listen to my higher self. And you have that right here. It is given to you for a reason, okay? This did not come about lightly. This intuition, these hits are not by accident. Look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, hey, is this true? I love that. And so I have to ask myself that quite often because I tend to be, I'm still breaking all old, outmoded thoughts and ideas and programming and other people's opinions of me and things like that. And so that could be kind of a tall order. I'm hearing drink more water, by the way. Some of you guys are dehydrated. You're not drinking enough. And some of you guys are trying to vocalize and express things when it's not even needed. Your actions are expression enough, okay? Allow that to be. Some of you guys can benefit from doing a cinnamon ritual, such as on the 1st of the month, blowing cinnamon through your doorway with intentionality or putting it in your purse and things like that. And because of the stop motion, the being unable to move forward with the chariot, the jumper card earlier, the stop and go thing, you might want to consider putting cinnamon in your shoes and, say blessing or prayer. Why not? I mean, what's it got to hurt but socks? Oh, hello. Psychology today is forgiveness for you. Come on. I did not deserve this is your trigger, but renewing is I forgive. Allow the labels of judgment to disappear. See the situations and individuals through your heart. Forgive yourself. And I think a lot of that too is like when I get mad, it's usually I get mad at myself. I get mad at myself, whether this involves other people. Like, let's say I feel like so-and-so took advantage of me or whatever. I get mad at myself so often. And so you could be like that as well. Don't get angry with yourself for having a heart, for wanting to give, wanting to bless people with your energy or whatever it is that you are able to bless the world with. But definitely do make note of that. Why is it that you're feeling this way? And forgive yourself. I feel like this is even deeper than forgiving other people. I get really mad when I'm like, damn it, I did it again. I allowed this, that, and the other to happen. And I did it again. I committed myself to a cause. I aligned myself to a situation or a cause that I didn't think through, or that I should have just, stood still or thought about more, whatever it is. So forgive yourself. And a lot of that is just breaking patterns. If you can commit yourself to before, if somebody asks anything of you, and slow it down and say, I don't have an answer right now, but I will let you know by Thursday or whatever day. Give yourself a couple of days so you can kind of explore, think about it, and go from there. The worst case is to make an instant judgment or an alliance. Alliance to. I'm getting an alliance to people that don't give two ruts about you, that kind of a thing. And boy, do I know that feeling as well. So I'm just going to say, align yourself with people of similar mind and heart. They don't have to be 100%, but I feel like you don't have to go all in either. No moderation. We're not playing poker here. I don't know a dang thing about poker, but I do know that when I go all in on a situation, it doesn't bode well for me because I feel like it's just incredibly imbalanced. So temperance is going to be your best friend currently. That's for your psychology today, is being balanced. Taking a moment, seeing if this is aligned with your true motive, your true feeling, and your end goal, if you have an end goal, right? Abundance could be your end goal. Is this mutually beneficial? Does this have a future to continue on this trajectory if you participate? Things like that. Future action. Let's get some future action. Future action for pile number 2. If you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Yeah, you're keeping your material wealth and things to yourself. Maybe you're not speaking on it. Maybe you don't want to, dang it. I just dropped a bunch of cards. Now I got to pick them up. Maybe you don't want to hear what other people got to say about it with the 4 of Wands right here. This is like happy home, but it did come up reverse. So this could be affecting your household some way, shape, and form. This is kind of nebulous. I don't see their feet whatsoever, but I do see faces. Do you guys see that? Check it out, my friends. Okay. So I'm seeing faces right here. You could be really connected to spirit. And I feel like this is a dance that maybe you have done, even though it says 4 of Wands. I saw the 4 of Wands for some reason. And yeah, I feel like you could be somebody who's really connected to the other side. And that's why you are being blessed, by the way. But sometimes you could feel like it's a curse because you need that clarity. You want that clarity. You want that finality of, okay, it's supposed to be this way. And sometimes it's just not. That was really weird. My incense stick just started teetering out of nowhere. I'm like, what is going on here? But yeah, so you want to be able to say, okay, this is how I'm going to acquire wealth. This is how I'm going to do well for myself, how to take care of my family, all the things. And you want that bullseye to be quite evident right here. You don't want anything that's nebulous. And yet I feel like things are not quite that way for you. And it is for a reason. So trying to gain clarity. The 8 of Cups, not walking away from something. Okay. How does this play into things? Oh, hello. Ask and you shall. 6 of Cups. So there could be something or someone that you've walked away from, or feeling of nostalgia, or returning to something that you loved before. Okay. And it could be, it's like you love, I feel like once again, that innocence, that returning to self, that innocent before people take advantage of maybe your abundance, of your finances, of your mind, body, and soul even. I feel like some of you guys had, people take advantage of your body as well. That's for somebody right here. But the 6 of Cups right here, I'm looking at this little zombie kid, and I can't help but notice how his hand just failed him, and it just fell off, right? He's a zombie. And you could have just loved a lot of people and had held dear a lot of people that just they were not the same caliber as you. They don't share the same ideas and goals and dreams. They were radically different, but not only that, they didn't lift a damn finger, not only to help themselves, but to do anything to help you. And so I feel like you need to kind of sit down and maybe do a little bit of workbooking, right? What am I pledging allegiance to? What am I in alliance with that is no longer suiting me? Yeah, what is no longer good? And for some reason, I'm seeing a caterpillar in my mind, and it's like a green caterpillar, just kind of meandering, wandering, munching on things. And so I feel like the message of that is chew on that, because that's what's going to help you blossom and grow your abundance the most. Okay, as your alliances is going to be a big thing for you. Future action, that's a lot for you to do. Future action for pile 2, please. We're going to get some of these cards here. Purple, developmental clarity. And that's what we're talking about right here with the Ace of Swords, right? Developmental clarity. Don't allow what you view as maybe my people, my home, because the 4 of Wands came up reversed, right? I'm throwing cards everywhere here. It's wild here. Maybe these ideas may seem wild to you, but I feel like you have a higher perspective. You could even look at like what has not worked out before, what indeed has been upturned on its head, maybe even a home that has been broken or disbanded, I heard. All of those things, you could be thinking about that and trying to gain clarity, okay? But those are really great leads for you to do a little bit of homework, a little bit of journaling, a little bit of exploring in a manner that isn't emotional. Got to take out the emotion and say, you know, I'm aligned with this cause, this person, or, you know, they're my family. Okay, that's great. Well, you know, what are their alliances? And do you kind of mesh energetically? Are you similar, the same? Do you have the same goals? Is everybody, you know, participating equally or giving equitable energy towards whatever this is, right? This abundance. Are they thinking the same, or are they just squandering everything and have no forethought about the future and no self-preservation, I heard. So I feel like you need to kind of look at things like that, your fundamental things, and develop that mental clarity, because that is a key, and I feel like that is a light that's going to help you to be able to navigate this and embrace even more abundance. I feel like you have it, but again, it's that stop and go energy. What's up, pile number 2? You got the pearls. Connect with the divine with the number 25 right here. Even pearls you could be even, I mean, think about a pearl and how it's made and how, you know, it's got like that little grain of sand in the oyster. And it's like constantly rubbing and rubbing and rubbing that muscle. I don't know if it's a muscle or whatever, but you get my point. But it's a constant irritant, and you could have been experiencing a constant irritation. And the reason why is because you are a pearl. You're being fine-tuned and finely crafted, for lack of a better way of saying it, in order to serve for the highest good. In that abundance, I feel like you know that it's not just for you, that it's for I heard the masses, whatever that looks like to you. And abundance can be like wisdom, higher learning, or whatever it is that you can give to your community. It doesn't have to be money or food or like tangible material things, but it has to do with the grace that you have and the love that you have and the care and the wisdom, the way that you look at things. Maybe you're great at storytelling. Maybe you have a book in you that you can write. Whatever the case may be, I feel like that source of grain has kind of left a bad taste in your mouth. Have you ever gone to the beach and gotten sand in your mouth? Boy, have I. I guess you could say I've eaten dirt, right? And in some ways, it's the same thing. Just know that a lot of the things that you've endured and caused have turned out within you a character that is highly admirable. I don't know why I feel the need to say this other than Spirit's telling me, and how this leads to your abundance. Maybe it's like people look at you in an elevated kind of a way and they kind of pedestal you, and I don't really believe in pedestaling people. It always leads to downfall, but I feel like these are a lot of things that you should really look at again, because that's abundance right there. It's like if you said, hey, I need this, it's there for you because you have that great reputation. Okay, so that is what I have for you. Pile number 2, much love to you, much abundance to you, and until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. For those of you new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. You chose this beautiful card, Proper Burial for Freedom. Sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. We are going to look into this. So first of all, pile 3, I am going to do an energy check. So let's get that done. Just to make sure you're in the right pile. If this vibes with you, then you know you have arrived. And if not, that's okay too. You can look at something different. So, energy check for pile 1. Oh, 1. Sorry, pile number 3. And then I got all these crazies. You could have a tie to pile number 1. But yes, pile number 3, the devil, is the first one to jump out. So, some form of obsession. And I feel like this is a need to let go of some things. A need to let go of something. Strength. You're strong enough. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. And this man looks actually very, very sad. So the whole point to this proper burial for freedom is about letting go of things that no longer serve you. Things that maybe memories that harm you. Maybe things that incite a sadness in you that really doesn't need to be there. This person indeed has gripped that wheel. And this is a Wheel of Fortune, by the way. Oh my gosh. In such a way that gripping the Wheel of Fortune in such a way that good things cannot come to you because you're holding on to the past. And I feel like there is a counting of the cost that you're going to be doing. But the minute you let go of things from the past is when your abundance comes for you. I have to recharge my battery because it is dead. See you in a minute. All right. Sorry about that, pile 3. I had to recharge my phone. I totally killed it. But recouping, I initially saw this as a 7 of Pentacles. So I still think that there is a measure of you're going to count the cost and see, is it worth my time, energy, emotion, blood, sweat, and tears, all of that. But I also see that it is actually the 9 of Pentacles right now. And actually, it was before too. But that's not what I saw initially. So with the 9 of Pentacles, this tells me that there's an element of singlehood, solitude, self-empowerment. Your strength is clear right here. It is holds barred, the biggest thing that stands out in this entire reading thus far. So you are strong enough to allow things to end that need to end. Now we have this obsession here, the Devil. This could be a person, or this is simply talking about the thing that you will not allow to end, that you're hanging on to for dear life, I heard, is actually tethering you just the way that the ball and chain is actually tethering the 2 lovers together. That is overseen by the Devil. So what I do want to actually move this right here. So that is your energy check. Let's go ahead and explore a little bit about what you're missing, because with this Wheel of Fortune here, this to me seems like the biggest issue. Okay, I know I'm fussing, sorry. Here we go, the Wheel of Fortune, and we're just going to dump that everywhere. Yeah, so first of all, if you look at the spokes right here, the Wheel of Fortune, that even looks like a old bicycle, right? An old way of transportation, outmoded transportation. Well, in some countries, I mean, that is the biggest form of transportation for them. So that could be it as well. But I'm going to say for the majority of us that he's holding on. And of course, it could be he, she, doesn't make a difference. I read energy, not sex, to something that is ready to move. It's ready to move in your favor. And maybe this is stating that in order for it to move in your favor, you actually have to let go of the wheel. You know, they say, Jesus, take the wheel. So this is pile number 3, let go of the wheel kind of a thing. But something about your security, because this, I believe this guy's Anubis right here, is just kind of lazily going up and down, and it's taking a while. So there's something about a cycle that needs to end that you're having a hard time letting go of. Now, the next portion of reading is, what are they missing? What are you missing? So I want to go ahead and take a look at what it is that you're unaware of, or something that can help you with this. What are we missing here for pile number 3? Pile number 3, what are you missing? Why is this Wheel of Fortune here? Most importantly, I feel like you're blocking your own growth here, your own ability to like step up into the world, step out in the manner that you need to be seen in. Clarity. So you're lacking in clarity. You don't see how you're getting in your own way. And that is a big problem. It's going to be a good time for you to maybe consult with a therapist or a peer that's pretty neutral that can tell you, hey, how do I get in my own way? Can you share a little bit about that for me? What do you see that I do? Self-sabotaging behaviors. The 8 of Hazards. 8 of Pentacles right here. This is working hard. Wow. Okay. So this could either be, this could be stating that you are working hard. Excuse me. There we go. You're working hard in order to complete a cycle, or you're working hard to prevent a cycle. And I feel like for the most is the latter, okay? The latter part of this is you don't want to let go of a cycle. And why do I think that? Because I have the Devil here. This is about obsession. This is about, I've done this before. This is about a little bit of theatrics. This is about maybe how people are viewing, because when you go to theater, people are like viewing things, right? They're viewing a play, they're viewing a I don't know, movie, whatever the case may be. And so maybe you're concerned with how this is going to be seen if you let go of that wheel, if you stop that cycle, if you say, you know, things have to end here in order for me to progress. Now, going back to Anubis, it's like double confirmation, proper burial for freedom, is that something has to end in order for you to grow, to see progress, to gain momentum. And you're very reluctant, but also sad. So this could be a notion, maybe somebody from your past that you don't want to let go of, like hoping that this person would come back to you. Or this could be stating, I'm holding on to memories or idea of a family, or the idea of a job that I thought I was going to have, or that it would look this way, but it just doesn't jive with you anymore. So something about this nostalgia is not helpful for you. Try to look at things with clear facts. Write down the facts, okay? I'm not letting go of what could it be? The 7 of hazards. The fact that I put more energy, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into something, and it just doesn't seem to be really giving me what I put into it. The fact that maybe my brain got sucked, and they used all my ideas and I didn't get compensated for it. The fact that maybe it was my brainchild to begin with, and maybe perhaps this business or somebody plagiarized the whole thing and took from you intellectual property. Maybe they took credit for what you did, things like that. So those are different scenarios. But regardless, it's something that's making you very, very sad. And if you know, then you're going to know. Pile 3, if you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. What else is it? Okay. The 3 of Cups. Nostalgia. What I tell you? It's the good old times. I have an alliance to a memory, the way things were. This bride once upon a time presumably was alive, and now she's gone. She's a zombie, right? And this person's like looking at her like she is the same. But, you know, when they die, they're never going to have the same meal. Chances are he's going to eat at a 5-star hotel, and she will in turn eat him. But you get the point. I'm going to say that this could have been something that has visibly, like publicly bruised you, left your ego bruised, left you feeling some shame. But once upon a time, you derived a lot of pleasure from it. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it is a relationship. But some of you guys, it could be an era of innocence when we used to go out and party, hang out, and do things. And we were all close. Now all my friends have moved, things like that. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? What are we missing for pile 3? Why? Yep. You need to really take a look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from a new perspective. This will give you everything that you need to know. Then you're going to start seeing that it's all but zombie hands up here. Going, hey, pick me. Hey, shake hands with me. Let me taste your delicate fingers. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, gaining a different perspective. And I think that you can have a lot of looky-loos, people looking out the window, just to see how you are going to navigate this portion of your life. It doesn't even make a difference. Who cares, right? They should be really concerned with their own lives at this point. But, you know, people are people. And moving on. So, yeah, but this nostalgia thing, it's the biggest thing holding you back. It's holding you. You've not put this to bed or put this to burial in order for you to be able to progress. And that's, I feel like that is a sacrifice. It's maybe even sacrificing your innocence. Like I really thought we'd have a family business and we could all work together and everything would be just so great. But you didn't see that, you know, your other siblings were not into it and that you're the hard worker and that they had no problems letting you work all the time. And they would just periodically show up and disrespect the place or whatever, right? Oh, hi. So, psychology of today. We've got lemongrass. I've made so many mistakes. Well, you know what, pal 3? So have I. I feel like we all have. But there's no use in dwelling in those mistakes. So declutter. The true statement is, I will let it all go. Everything you have done up to this point is leading you to where you need to be. Let go of the past and be here now. And there's a lot to be said about being present in the present, right? And I personally have been undergoing this part of journey myself and decluttering as a person who has moved way too much, way more than I can count. and had a couple of storage units and rebought things over and over again because I moved too much. Well, yeah, decluttering, just leave it at that. I will let it all go. But you've been brought to this very point, this here, this moment, this now in time, in order to be able to regroup, make an assessment, and let go of things that do not serve you. That is like beating a dead horse that is completely over and done with. And I feel like that makes you very much sad, and I get that. But you have better things coming for you. The Clove. Presence. Why did this happen to me? True statement. How did this happen for me? Okay. And so it's very difficult to flip that mentality from like victimization of why does this always happen to me? Or how come this, whatever, and sort of like like being a magnet for all the bad things in life, instead of saying, how did this happen for me? And I guess one thing that I could share with you would be, and one example would be, in one of my breakups that I only had 2 really big ones, I guess, but the rest were just kind of meh, whatever. Next, now surfing, 5,099, that kind of a thing. But on my 2 major breakups, I feel like it led me to a point where I had to really see things differently, look at myself. What is it that I was after? Why was it so devastating and crushing? And I feel like that really launched me on a journey of spirituality and growth, and being able to really embrace and embody who I am and letting go of things that really no longer serve me and behavior. And by the way, for me, that journey is never ending, because I feel like when you're done growing and done exploring and done questioning yourself, you're pretty much done. Okay. So there's a little bit of a need for you to go within and ask all those questions. If you're feeling a loss, why can't I would jot these questions down and explore them later. And after you meditate, maybe a little bit, or pray, whatever your deal is. But okay, why was this such a major event? Why is this such a big deal to let go of? Why do I feel like it is hindering my life? Because I know you intellectually know it's hindering you. Why am I so sentimental and attached to this? For maybe 1 or 2 of you, it's the idea of moving to a different location, and leaving behind those loved ones that you have buried. So that might be for just 1 or 2 of you. Okay. And on the shoulder, I see a star right here. And I feel like this is saying that you could have really shouldered a lot of responsibility, but that you have a lot that is going to be a major blessing. So the whole point to this is being present and being, allowing things to end that complete the natural cycle in your life. It doesn't mean that they have to pass away or whatever, but it does mean that we do outgrow one another when we have learned lessons that we have needed to learn. And once we've reached a cycle where everything is just stagnant, it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, there's going to be a falling out. I feel like there has been already. I feel like you're kind of married or committed to an old system, an old narrative, an old vow. That could be it as well. Comfort. People cannot be trusted. Majorum. Okay, I trust my heart. Your big, beautiful heart is ready to open. Trust that you'll be able to discern who is best to walk with you. And I feel like, that is basically what we're talking about, is putting to death and putting to rest things that have right now are actually hurting you or stopping the progress in your life, stopping the wheel. I heard the word waylaid. And it's important to get out of your head. This might be a period of time where you can really use a therapist, and there's no shame in that game. I totally believe in therapy. So go get you somebody who you resonate with, because that will really help you move beyond this cycle of stopping your own progress, okay? You're the only one with your hand on this wheel, and it's like Spirit saying, hey, let go, like we got you, we got this, and nothing but good things and good times here, but you have to let go of that. And it's easier said than done, way easier said than done, okay? So we have the Queen of Cups here. Yep, this could be eating away at your brain, eroding your brain, causing you sleepless nights, and a lot of anxiety and things like that. But you definitely have the fortitude to be able to withstand this. And I think of all of these spokes, spokes. And to me, it's almost like these lifelines that you have to different people, different situations, and even different narratives as to stories about who you are, or, it's always me and you to the death, to the end, and me and you against the world, and things like that. And it's like when you look at people who have formed an alliance with you and vice versa. Is this something that really was an alliance, or was it one-sided? Did they use your resources in order to like progress in life? I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I have obviously many different situations, but I personally have a situation where it's like, yeah, it's you and me against the world. And it's just laughable now because I'm like, well, what are you bringing? Because so far you've been like a backpack around my shoulders and you're heavy. It's exhausting. So, yeah, that's kind of what was going through my mind then. But I feel like if you start looking at things from a clear factual perspective instead of sentimental, like, oh, we've always done it this way. Well, you know, they're family, and and that very well may be. But how are they acting in the family way? Okay, how are they transforming? Are they growing? Are they on the same road as you? Are they trying to hinder? Are they using guilt to manipulate? Four of Cups, yeah. They want things the way they've always been. They don't want to progress. They're happy and content the way things are currently. If this concerns somebody who's like a friend or a coworker or family member that is still with you, they definitely want things to remain as is. So I'm going to say it's probably not a good thing for you. Psychology today. Got a couple of cards. I didn't realize I was shuffling upside down. We got the Pearl. Okay, so this was a very card that we had in pile number 2, I believe. You could be drawn to pile number 2. But just know that every hardship, every bump on the road, everything that made you kind of like stall, hinder, take its time. Pearls take a long time to be made. This was meant for you. But now the truth of the matter is that Spirit has been able to refine your character and given you everything, like you're the magician now, I feel. I'm giving you everything so that you can progress and move forward. So all of these things are really hidden blessings for you, even though they don't feel like it. So your psychology today is, because it was reversed, you could not see that the irritant in your life and the problems and the bumps and the spokes and the rerouting and the making U-turns and all of those delays have really served for you to be able to grow in spirit, in mind, body, and soul, in order for you to gain the knowledge and the wisdom to navigate the next chapter of your life, which by far I feel like is going to be the best chapter. Look, lemon. Darling, access innovative thinking. And look, doesn't that look just like the spoke right here? Tell me it doesn't. Tell me it does not. Look at these together. It's imitating that. So I feel like you could even have noticed like bikes or the spokes of a bike and things like that. I tend to notice things because in my mind I fancy I'm a photographer and I have a photographer brain. And maybe I do, but not really. But I notice sometimes things like that, and it just kind of takes me to a different place. So you could be looking at things like that, but definitely notice. I mean, look at how beautiful and calming and vibrant this lemon is. And even recognizing that maybe even perhaps this this wheel holding it is causing a stagnation, and you need to let go of things in order to welcome the vibrancy back in your life and the truth back in your life and the benefits of the Wheel of Fortune, which is like abundance and everything turning for the better. Do not be addicted to a sad story, okay? Do not be addicted to somebody else's narrative of your life either, because that's not you. Only you dictate and determine what your life looks like. So that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Much love to you, and until next time, namaste.